Hi Pisces, welcome to May. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com, and I'm getting ready to do your May forecast. Before I do that, I'm going to ring the bells and bring in some good energy for this reading and create some sacred space. Okay, and I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for commenting on the videos. I read every one of them, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to comment. And thank you for your support. Okay, so let's see. What does Pisces need to know about love in the month of May? What does Pisces need to know about their love life for the month of May? And anything else that might be important. What does Pisces need to know about the month of May? The Devil, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Empress, the Fool, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the World, the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. Okay, so we start the month out with the Devil and the Three of Swords. The Devil card represents passion, desire, and sometimes even fear. You could be involved in a relationship that has an addictive quality to it. Maybe it's kind of like it could also represent, sometimes the devil comes up when you are struggling with addiction yourself in some way. And with the Three of Swords crossing it, it's almost like you're working on cutting out what's no longer serving you. Sometimes it can mean a relationship. You need to break away from a relationship that's been controlling you or trying to imprison you in some way. Or some kind of situation where you feel that you are, it's like hard to break away from. Partially because of fear, partially because of the addictive quality to it. It's almost like you feel compelled to be in the relationship, no matter how hard you try to break away, you keep getting drawn back in. And with the Three of Swords, though, there's like sorrow, there's heartbreak. But the good thing is that you are trying to break away from something that's no longer serving you, something that's not been bringing you, that's just been feeding off of you, but not really bringing you happiness or joy. And you have the Queen of Cups here in the past, so this could represent you because it's a water sign, or it could represent someone in your life that maybe in the past. This is a very intuitive, spiritual, artistic type of person. Sometimes this could mean that you need to trust your intuition more, that you need to follow your intuitive guidance. But it can also represent a friend who offers intuitive guidance. So you might go to someone, or you might have gone to someone for their wisdom and their intuition. Someone who was very compassionate, very psychic, very kind, loving. Because that's the energy of the Queen of Cups, very spiritual. And you could have had, here with the Empress has to do with creativity and motherhood and nurturing something, giving birth to something. So you might have recently experienced a situation where you felt the need to have like some kind of a home life, or sometime maybe you felt connected to this person in a way that it was almost like a family relationship, where you felt that knowing that person brought a sense of family, or that maybe this person was very maternal toward you, or you to them, because there's some kind of like a mother figure. Maybe you had a relationship with someone and you were kind of like a mother to them. Maybe they needed mothering, and you kind of, that was the dynamic of the relationship, where you were nurturing someone or taking care of them the way a mother would take care of a child. But I'm feeling that it's time for you to break away, that you're feeling like breaking away, that this relationship is bringing you more pain than joy. And you're moving towards something totally new, because you have the Fool card in the future that's just developing. So I feel like you're breaking away from either an addiction or some kind of relationship that was draining you. And you're moving towards something that's much more stable. A whole new beginning that will represent security for you, because this is the Wealth card. This is the card of not only financial security, but it could be a relationship where you feel that someone is there for you, someone is taking care of you, someone that you could relax into their arms and feel that you are being nurtured and protected. Whereas in the past, like with this situation, it was more of a draining kind of thing, energy, where this person was like overpowering you in some way, or sapping your energy, maybe draining you of your resources. But this new situation, you're feeling more secure. And you've been carrying this heavy burden with this Ten of Wands here. You've been working really hard, maybe struggling with a lot of responsibility. And you feel like you just want to put it down. Like, I've just got this burden and I just can't do it anymore. I just want to put this burden down. I need to break away. I need to cut away. Even though there's sorrow involved in severing this tie, there's also relief, because you won't be drained and you won't be feeling so overworked and overburdened. And in your environment, you have the World card. So the World card is a double meaning, because on the one hand, you're ending a cycle. The World is the last card in the major arcana. So it means you're coming to the end of a situation where you felt you were carrying this heavy burden, and it was like the life was being sucked out of you. And now you're getting ready to begin this new cycle. It's like a new adventure, where you're going to feel more secure and more at peace or at home. And in your wish fulfillment sector, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So this could represent someone that you might have had a falling out with, because the two queens are separate. They're facing opposite directions. This queen is looking to the future. This queen's looking at the past. But you're not seeing eye to eye. You're not looking at each other. So you could have had a falling out with someone that was from an earth sign. It could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe a family situation, like a sister or a good friend. And you just kind of, you're not speaking, or You're separated in some way. And with the Queen, the Page of Swords, I feel like you have to have, you have to look deeper into the situation. And maybe have a difficult conversation with this Queen. Maybe you need to resolve certain things. Or have some kind of closure. The Page of Swords is also a card of spying, gossip, having, looking into something very deeply, checking things out. So don't believe everything you hear. I feel like without checking it out first, you might be hearing news that may or may not be true. Because this Devil card is a very difficult card. The Devil card is a card, it has a lot of meanings. A lot of times it's fear of intimacy. Or fear of being overwhelmed in a relationship. Fear of losing yourself. So if you get close to someone, at some point you may fear that relationship. That the relationship becomes more, as it becomes more and more important, you're afraid of losing yourself in it. Sometimes the Devil can represent superficiality. Like your values are screwed up, or you're concerned with material things over what's really important. But most of the time it's just that you have this desire, you have this, it's more of an addiction. And sometimes it could be a real addiction, alcohol, drugs, whatever. But it could also just be that you feel compelled to do something and it's trapping you in some way. Like you can't break, it's like a bad habit that you just can't break out of. Or a bad relationship that you just can't break away from. And because you're afraid to break away too. There's a fear involved too. Fear of the consequences. Fear of the sorrow that's involved. Fear of the arguments or the heartache. Maybe you're afraid of gossip. Maybe you're afraid of what people are going to say if you leave this situation. But I feel like you're breaking away from this. As difficult as it is, you're going to be breaking away. You're coming to the end of the cycle. You're coming to the end of the line where you can put down this burden, because you have these 2 tens. That's an ending. And then you have this new beginning, this Fool card. And it represents a new life, a new way of life, a new opportunity, a new environment. So it could be a new relationship. It could also be a new career opportunity where something false is ending, something that was not healthy. This is like toxic. That when I see the Devil, it's a toxic situation, and that's coming to an end. And you're starting a new life with the Fool. And one that's also going to be more secure financially and emotionally. So the only thing that I worry about is that Page of Swords, because I feel like you're going to, that sometimes that can mean an upsetting message. So you may hear news that you might find upsetting. Or it could just mean that you're dealing with someone who's challenging or difficult. And it could be this Queen of Pentacles. It could be an earth sign. Someone's just being difficult. Or you have to have, or if you've had a falling out with someone, you need to have a serious conversation with them, and that might not be easy. But I think that you can work things out. It's just that you have to choose your words carefully. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So look deeper into the situation. Don't take things at face value. So especially if you hear gossip, if someone comes to you with a story, I wouldn't believe it off the top of my head. You know, I'd check into it. I would check with the person directly to find out if it's true, because there might be some embellishment in any stories that you hear. But I'm really hopeful about this new beginning here, this Fool. It can also mean, like, if it's a career situation and you're moving into a new environment, that with the Page of Swords, they're checking everyone out very carefully. So, and there could be like spying. It's like where they're checking up on people. So if you're in a career situation, you may want to just watch your back and make sure you're doing the right thing, that everything you're doing is by the book. But more than anything, you need to be careful not to, if you have to have a difficult conversation with someone, be gentle. Don't be harsh in your communications, or it'll make the situation worse. So you want to, work toward reconciliation. You want to be gentle. You want to be, you may have a serious message to discuss, but you want to be kind in your approach, in your tone, so that you can come to some kind of resolution, rather than being harsh. And you don't want the heartache, because I feel like with the heartache, if you've had a falling out with someone, there's pain on both sides. It's not just one-sided. Both people are suffering the separate, or feeling the sense of loss. So if you want to repair something, especially since Mercury was retrograde, there's a lot of misunderstandings, miscommunication. Now's the time when it goes direct on the 3rd, when you could really clear things up and come to some kind of an understanding, and even an improvement. And I think as far as career goes, or as far as your life path, you're coming into your own. You're coming into a period where you're going to be, everything's going to fall into place. You're moving away from a difficult period, moving toward a more successful period where you're going to be able to put your burdens down, and you're going to be doing work that you really love, and everything is just going to work out. So don't worry if there's like chaos around you now, because this is the present, and you may be feeling a sense of loss, relationships or certain things that are passing, that are being cut away from your life. You may feel a sense of sorrow, but that's just going to be temporary, because you're moving into a much more, a happier time, a more productive time, a more successful time, and with a lot more security, a lot more money, because this is a wealth card, a financial security card. So don't listen to gossip. Don't let gossip worry you. Go to the source and check it out. Don't listen to hearsay. If someone comes to you with a story, don't believe it until you check with the person, get it from the horse's mouth, because there could be some, gibberish going around. People are just, throwing gossip out there that doesn't mean anything. I would check into it. That's another thing with the Page. Check into things deeply. Don't just take things at face value. But with the World and the Fool and the 10 of Pentacles, you're going to be okay. So don't worry. I think May is going to be it's going to be a month of transition, where you're letting go of certain things, and that's going to be, there's going to be a sadness at what you have to let go of, but there's going to be joy in what you're bringing in. The new is going to be, there's going to be a lot of joy in that, and a lot of excitement, because you're going to be in a whole new situation. And while it's scary because it's new, there's going to be opportunities too to learn and grow, and I think you're going to be happy with the new situation. So don't worry, you're going to be in a good place. And don't let gossip worry you either. Don't let hearsay get you down. And just be careful who you communicate to, that you're talking to the right people. Because there might be some, you know, I didn't pull the card out that fell out of the deck, but it was the Five of Wands, and that represents competition. So there could be a lot of competition in a new situation where people are, every man for himself, fighting for their territory or something, or you might have to deal with that. So just keep, like, lay low and just do your job and hope, and just, you know, embrace the new, and you'll be fine. So that's my message for May, Pisces, and I hope this was a help to you. And I wish you much success in your new situation, and much love. And I will talk to you again soon. Okay, thank you. Bye now.